Hey, it's me. Before I start, let me tell you who I am. My name is Olivia Parker. I'm 24 years old. I work as a graphic designer in Seattle. I have a small apartment, a cat named Biscuit, a normal life. At least, that's what people think. But here's the thing about normal. Normal is just a mask, a cover, a lie we tell the world so they don't see what's underneath. My life looks normal now, but what happened between the ages of 8 and 15? That was anything but normal. I'm telling you this story tonight because I've never told anyone. Not fully. Not the whole truth. My therapist knows pieces. My best friend knows hints. My boyfriend knows almost nothing. But you're going to know everything. Because I'm tired of carrying this alone. And because maybe, just maybe, someone out there needs to hear this. Someone whose father whispers things in the dark. Someone whose mother looks the other way. Someone who's still waiting to be saved. I see you. I was you. And this is my story. Lock the door. My father said it every night, from the time I was 8 until I was 15. 7 years. 2,555 nights. Give or take. Lock the door, princess. That's what he called me. Princess. He'd wait until my mother was asleep. Then he'd come to my room. Knock softly. 3 taps. Our secret signal. I'd let him in. Lock the door behind him. And then it would begin. Now, before you think the worst, before your mind goes to the darkest place, let me tell you what actually happened behind that locked door. Because the truth was something I didn't understand until I was 22 years old. The truth was hidden in 23 boxes, $147,000, and an aunt who was supposed to be dead. But before I tell you everything, I need you to do something. Subscribe right now, because this story has layers. Layers I'm still peeling back myself, and I need you here with me to the end. Comment your country and the time you're watching. I want to know who's listening tonight. And type truth if you believe secrets have a way of coming out, no matter how deep you bury them. Now, let me take you back to the beginning, to the first time my father locked that door. I was 8 years old, 3rd grade, pigtails and missing teeth. We lived in a small town in Ohio, nice neighborhood, white picket fences, block parties in summer, Christmas lights in winter, normal. Everything was normal. My father worked at a bank, manager, suit and tie every day, respected in the community. Everyone loved Richard Parker. My mother was a homemaker, PTA meetings, bake sales, carpool duty, the perfect wife, the perfect mother, or so everyone thought. I was their only child, their miracle baby. Mom had 3 miscarriages before me. When I finally arrived, they treated me like glass, precious, fragile, protected, maybe too protected. The first night started like any other. Dinner at 6, homework at 7, bath at 8, bed at 8:30. Mom tucked me in, kissed my forehead. Sweet dreams, baby girl. I closed my eyes, started drifting off, and then 3 taps on the door. Soft, quiet. I sat up. Daddy? Let me in, princess. But be quiet. Don't wake Mommy. I got out of bed, padded across the cold floor, opened the door. He was standing there, still in his work clothes, holding a camera. Lock the door behind me. I did, not knowing what was happening, not understanding, just obeying. Because that's what good girls do. They obey their fathers. He walked to my bed, sat on the edge, looked at me with those eyes. Princess, I need to show you something. Our special secret. He held up the camera. You're going to be a star. A star. That's what he said. At 8 years old, I didn't know what that meant. I thought maybe he wanted to take pictures for Grandma, or for the family album, or for my birthday invitations. I didn't know about the competitions. I didn't know about the money. I didn't know about the 23 boxes hidden in the attic. I didn't know my father was selling my childhood, one photo at a time. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me tell you what happened in that room. For 7 years, behind that locked door, that first night, he took 47 photos. I counted. I always counted. It helped me stay calm. Smile, princess. Click. Turn to the left. Click. Chin up. Click. Perfect. You're perfect. Click. He made me wear different outfits, dresses my mother had never seen, pink ones, white ones, sparkly ones. He kept them in a bag, hidden under his desk in the basement. His work bag, he called it. After the photos, he'd put everything away, kiss my forehead, unlock the door. This is our secret, okay? Mommy wouldn't understand. She'd be jealous of how beautiful you are. Jealous. That's the word he used. But I see it. I see how special you are. And I'm going to show the whole world. I nodded, not understanding, just wanting him to leave, just wanting to sleep. Good girl. Same time tomorrow. And he was gone. The next night, 3 taps, same routine. And the night after that, and the night after that, for 7 years. I got older. The outfits changed. More sophisticated. More grown up, but still age appropriate. Still competition ready. Competition. That word started appearing when I was 10. You're going to compete, princess. You're going to win. Compete in what? Beauty pageants, modeling contests, talent shows, anything that sees how special you are. Will Mommy come? His face changed, just for a second. Dark, cold. Mommy doesn't need to know. This is our thing. Father-daughter bonding. She wouldn't understand. But, do you want to make Daddy happy? I nodded. Then this stays between us. I need to pause here, because I know what you're thinking. Why didn't you tell someone? Why didn't you tell your mother? Why didn't you say something? And the answer is complicated. He wasn't hurting me. Not physically. Not in the way you might imagine. He was taking photos, entering me in contests, telling me I was beautiful, telling me I was special. Is that abuse? I didn't think so. Not then. But here's what I didn't know. What I wouldn't find out until I was 22. He was making money. A lot of money. $147,000 over 7 years. And he never gave me a penny. Never told me about any of it. Never let me see the trophies, the certificates, the checks. He kept it all hidden for reasons I still don't fully understand. But I'm getting ahead of myself again. Let me tell you how my mother found out, because that's when everything fell apart. I was 15, sophomore year. By then, the routine was second nature. 3 taps, lock the door, photos, good girl, unlock, sleep, repeat. I didn't think about it anymore. It was just something we did, like brushing teeth, like eating breakfast. Normal, but my mother was getting suspicious. You seem tired lately, she said one morning. I'm fine. Are you sleeping okay? Yes. I heard your father in the hallway last night. Late. I froze. He was just checking on me. At 2 a.m., I had a nightmare. She looked at me, long, searching. Okay, baby, if you say so. But she didn't believe me. I could see it in her eyes. A week later, she found the bag. Dad was at work. I was at school. She was home alone, cleaning the basement. She found the bag under his desk, the one with the dresses, the one with the competition forms, the one with the photos. hundreds of photos, 7 years worth, all of me. When I came home from school, she was sitting at the kitchen table, the bag open in front of her, photos spread everywhere. Her face was pale. Her hands were shaking. "What is this?" I dropped my backpack. "Mom, what is this, Olivia?" I'd never heard her yell like that. Never. In 15 years. "It's just photos. For competitions." "Dad, competitions? What competitions?" "Beauty pageants, modeling." He enters me in. Without telling me? For how long? I couldn't answer. "How long, Olivia?" "Since I was 8. She stood up, so fast the chair fell over. 7 years? He's been doing this for 7 years? "Mom, it's not what you think." "Where? Where do these competitions happen?" "I don't know. He takes me on weekends. When you visit Grandma, he says they're in different cities." "And you never thought to tell me?" "He said you'd be jealous. He said you wouldn't understand." Her face crumpled. Something broke behind her eyes. "Jealous? He said I'd be jealous?" She grabbed the photos, started looking through them, faster and faster. "These are professional, high quality. This cost money, a lot of money." She found something else in the bag. Envelopes, thick, full. She opened one. Cash. Stacks of cash. Oh my God. She opened another. More cash. Another. More. "How much is here?" "How much?" I didn't know. I'd never seen the money. Never touched it. Never even knew it existed. She counted. It took an hour. $43,000. In that bag alone? Where's the rest? The rest? He's been doing this for 7 years. There's more. Where is it? I didn't know, but I would find out. $43,000 in a bag, under a desk, in our basement. That was just what my mother found that day. The rest? $104,000 more, hidden in 23 boxes in the attic, in a storage unit across town, in a bank account I didn't know about. $147,000 total. 7 years of competitions, 7 years of photos, 7 years of my childhood, and I never saw a penny, never knew it existed, never got a choice. But here's the thing. Here's what my mother didn't know. What I didn't know. What no one knew. This wasn't new. My father had done this before. To someone else. Someone who was supposed to be dead. My father came home at 6 p.m. Same time as always. He walked in, hung his coat, loosened his tie. "Something smells good." "What's for?" He saw us. My mother at the table. Me next to her. The bag between us. His face went white. "Linda, I can explain." "Explain? Explain?" She stood up, threw the photos at him. "They scattered everywhere. You've been photographing our daughter for 7 years? Behind my back? Entering her in competitions I never knew about? They're just beauty pageants. It's harmless." "Harmless? You kept this secret. You made her keep secrets. From her own mother. I knew you wouldn't understand. Don't you dare. Don't you dare say I wouldn't understand." She grabbed the envelopes, threw them at him too. Cash flew everywhere. $43,000, Richard. Where did this money come from? Prize money. She won. She won a lot. And you kept it? You didn't tell her? You didn't tell Emmy? I was saving it. For her future. For college. Liar. The word cut through the room. You're a liar, Richard. You've always been a liar. My father's face changed. The mask slipped. Just for a second, I saw something underneath. Something dark. Something angry. "Be careful, Linda." "Or what? What will you do?" I said, "Be careful." No, I'm done being careful. I'm done being quiet. I'm done pretending everything is fine when it's not. She grabbed her keys, grabbed her purse. Where are you going? To the police. The police? For what? Taking pictures of my own daughter? That's not a crime. Maybe not, but I'm going to find out exactly what you've been doing. Every competition, every photo, every dollar. I'm going to find out everything. She looked at me. Get your coat, Olivia. You're coming with me. I stood up, walked to the door. My father grabbed my arm. She's not going anywhere. Let go of her. She's my daughter. I decide where she goes. Let go of her. He didn't. His grip got tighter. And then my mother did something I'd never seen before. She slapped him, hard, across the face. He let go, shock in his eyes. Don't you ever touch her again. Do you understand me? Ever. She grabbed my hand, pulled me out the door, into the car. We drove away, and I never went back to that house. That night, we stayed at a hotel. The next day, my mother filed for divorce. The day after that, she filed a police report. The investigation took 6 months. What they found was worse than we imagined. 23 boxes of photos, 7 years of competition records, $147,000 in hidden accounts, and something else, something that made my mother scream. My father had done this before, 25 years ago, to his younger sister, my Aunt Patricia, the aunt who died when I was 3, the aunt no one ever talked about, the aunt who wasn't dead at all. Patricia died in a car accident when you were little. That's what my grandmother always said. That's what everyone said. There were no photos of her, no grave to visit, no memories shared. She was erased, like she never existed. But she did exist, and she wasn't dead. The police found records, old records, from 25 years ago. My father, at 19 years old, had been doing the same thing to Patricia, his 2-year-old sister. Photos, competitions, money. But Patricia told someone, a teacher. The teacher called the police. The police investigated. But my grandfather was powerful, rich, connected. The case was buried. Patricia was sent away, for her own good, to a boarding school across the country, then to a mental institution. Then, nothing. She disappeared. The family said she died, but there was no death certificate, no funeral, no grave. She just vanished. And my father, he got away with it, started a family, had a daughter, and did it all over again. The cycle continued until my mother found those photos, until everything came crashing down. We need to find Patricia, my mother said. How? She's been gone for 25 years. She's not dead. I know she's not dead. And if she's alive, she can testify. She can help us put him away. We started searching, online databases, private investigators, old records, dead ends. For 6 years, we found nothing. And then, 3 weeks ago, a letter arrived. No return address, just my name, handwritten. I opened it. Dear Olivia, you don't know me, but I know you. I've been watching from a distance for years, wanting to reach out, but too scared. Your father is my brother. What he did to you, he did to me first. 25 years ago. I didn't die. I was sent away, hidden, erased, but I'm still here. And I think it's time we met. If you're ready, come to this address, Saturday, 3 p.m. I'll tell you everything. Your aunt? Patricia, my aunt was alive. 25 years of being told she was dead. 25 years of silence. And she was alive. I didn't tell my mother. Not yet. I needed to see for myself first. Saturday came. I drove to the address. A small house. Nothing special. White fence. garden out front. I sat in my car for 20 minutes, hands shaking, heart pounding. Was this real? Was she really alive? Was this a trap? Only one way to find out. I got out of the car, walked to the door, knocked. It opened, and there she was. My face, my eyes, my smile, 25 years older, but unmistakably me. "You came," she said. "I came. I'm Patricia. But you already knew that. I thought you were dead. That's what they wanted everyone to think." She stepped aside. "Come in. We have a lot to talk about." Her house was simple, clean, quiet. Photos on the walls, but none of family. Just landscapes, mountains, oceans, places far away. "I've been running for 25 years, she said. From them, from the memories, from everything. We sat in the living room, tea in our hands, silence between us. "Tell me," I said. "Tell me everything." She took a deep breath. "It started when I was 10. Richard was 17. Our father, your grandfather, he was the one who started it. I felt sick." "Grandfather?" "He ran a talent agency. That's what he called it. But it was really a front for photos, competitions, exploitation." "He did this to you?" "No. He trained Richard to do it. Taught him everything. How to take the photos, how to enter the competitions, how to hide the money." "Why?" "Money, power, control. Our father was a monster, and he created another monster, Richard." "Yes. When I was 12, our father died. Heart attack. Richard took over, but he didn't have anyone to photograph until me." She paused, sipped her tea. Her hands were shaking. "For 3 years, he did what your father did to you. Photos, competitions, secrets. He told me the same things. You're special. This is our secret. Mom wouldn't understand." "What happened?" "I told a teacher. She believed me, called the police. But our mother, your grandmother, she protected Richard. Said I was lying, said I was troubled, said I needed help." "She protected him?" "He was her golden child, her perfect son. I was just the problem daughter, the one who caused trouble. So they sent you away. Boarding school first. Then, when I kept talking, a mental institution. They said I was delusional, that I made it all up, that I needed treatment. For how long? 5 years, until I was 20. Then I escaped, changed my name, disappeared, started over, and they told everyone you died. Easier that way. No one asks questions about dead people." I sat there, processing, trying to understand. My grandfather started this. My father continued it. My aunt was the first victim. I was the second. 3 generations of monsters. Why didn't you come forward? When you escaped, you could have stopped him. I was scared, broken. I'd spent 5 years being told I was crazy. I believed it. I thought maybe I did make it up. Maybe I was the problem. But you know now. You know you weren't. I know. It took me 20 years of therapy to understand. But I know. She reached across the table, took my hand. "I'm sorry, Olivia. I'm sorry I wasn't there. I'm sorry I didn't stop him. I'm sorry you had to go through what I went through." I was crying. She was crying. "It's not your fault." "It is. I knew what he was. I knew what he would do. And I stayed hidden. I stayed safe. While he found another victim. You were surviving. I was a coward." "No, you were a child, just like me." We talked for hours about everything, about the photos, about the competitions, about the money, about the silence. And then she said something that changed everything. There's more, Olivia. More? The money Richard made from you. The $147,000. It's not gone. What do you mean? The police seized it. They seized what they found. But there's more. A lot more. How do you know? Because I've been watching. For years. Tracking his finances. Following his movements. Why? Because I knew this day would come. The day someone else would be brave enough to expose him, and I wanted to be ready. She walked to a drawer, pulled out a folder. Thick, heavy. This is everything. Every account, every transaction, every dollar he's ever hidden. She dropped it on the table. $340,000, Olivia. That's how much he's made. Over 25 years. From me, from you, from competitions no one knew about. I couldn't breathe. And there's something else. What? He wasn't just entering you in local competitions. The high-level stuff, the big money, it was international. And some of those photos, they weren't for pageants. My blood ran cold. What do you mean? I mean, your father was selling more than competition entries. He was selling the photos themselves to collectors, online. I'm going to stop here for a second because I need you to understand something. The photos my father took, they weren't inappropriate in the way you might think. No nudity, nothing explicit, but that doesn't make them okay. Because he was selling my image, my childhood, my face, to strangers, without my knowledge, without my consent. And those strangers, they were paying thousands of dollars for photos of little girls in dresses, posing, smiling. It's not illegal, not technically, but it's wrong. So deeply, deeply wrong. And my father made a fortune from it. Patricia had everything. Years of research, years of tracking, years of building a case, bank statements, transaction records, email exchanges, screenshots, everything. Why didn't you go to the police yourself? Because they wouldn't believe me. I'm the crazy sister, the one who was institutionalized, the one who made things up. But you have evidence. Evidence can be dismissed, especially when you have a history like mine. But you're the current victim. You're credible. You're believed. So you waited for me. I waited for someone to listen. You're the first person who has. I looked at the folder. 340,000 reasons to put my father away. What do I do with this? You take it to the prosecutor, the one handling your father's case. This changes everything. It proves a pattern. It proves intent. It proves he's been doing this for 25 years. Will you come with me? She hesitated. I've been hiding for so long. The thought of going public, of seeing him again, of facing the family. I'll be with you. We'll do it together. She looked at me, tears in her eyes. You're braver than I ever was. No, I just have something you didn't have. What's that? Someone who believes me. She smiled. The first real smile I'd seen from her. Then let's do it. Let's end this. We went to the prosecutor the next day, Patricia and me, together. We handed over everything. The folder, the evidence, the truth. The prosecutor's eyes went wide. This is substantial. It's everything, Patricia said. 25 years of everything. And you're willing to testify? Both of you? We looked at each other. Yes. Then we have a case. A real case. The trial took 8 months. 8 months of testimonies. 8 months of evidence. 8 months of reliving everything. My father sat in the courtroom every day, watching, silent. He never looked at me. Not once. My grandmother testified for him, said he was a good man, said I was troubled, said Patricia was crazy, the same lies she'd told 25 years ago. But it didn't matter, because we had the evidence, the photos, the money, the emails, the pattern, 25 years of exploitation, 2 victims, hundreds of thousands of dollars. The jury deliberated for 3 hours. Guilty. On all counts, exploitation of a minor, tax evasion, wire fraud, child endangerment, 15 years in federal prison. When they read the verdict, I didn't feel what I expected. No joy, no relief, just emptiness. 15 years. That's what my childhood was worth. That's what Patricia's childhood was worth. 15 years in a cell. Is that justice? I don't know. I still don't know. But it was something. It was acknowledgement. It was the world saying, this was wrong. What he did was wrong. And for the first time in my life, I believed it. The trial ended. My father went to prison. The money was seized, but the story wasn't over. Because there was one more thing, one more secret, one more truth that hadn't come out yet. And it involved my mother, the woman who found the photos, the woman who filed for divorce, the woman who saved me. She wasn't as innocent as I thought. After the trial, Patricia and I stayed in touch. Weekly phone calls, monthly visits. She was the family I never knew I had, the only one who understood. One day, she said something that stuck with me. Olivia, can I ask you something? Of course. Your mother, Linda. How long did she really not know? What do you mean? She found out when I was 15. She found the bag, but she never suspected before? In 7 years? She never noticed anything? I thought about it, really thought about it. The late nights, the locked doors, the outfits that appeared and disappeared, the weekends away. I don't know. I'm not accusing her of anything. I'm wondering. Because when Richard did this to me, our mother knew. She knew the whole time. She just chose to look the other way. My mother isn't like that. I hope not, but just be careful, Olivia. Sometimes the people we trust the most are the best at hiding things. The seed was planted. I started noticing things, little things. The way my mother changed the subject when I brought up the past, the way she never talked about those 7 years, the way she avoided my questions. One night, I asked her directly, Mom, did you know? Know what? About the photos, about the competitions. Before you found the bag, did you know? She didn't answer. Mom, it's complicated, Olivia. Complicated? Either you knew or you didn't. Silence. And then I suspected. Once, when you were about 10, I found a dress I didn't recognize in the laundry. I asked your father. He said it was for a school play. And you believed him? I wanted to believe him. I needed to believe him. Because the alternative was what? Was admitting I'd married a monster. Was admitting I'd failed you. Was admitting everything I thought I knew was a lie. So you looked the other way. I told myself it was nothing. I told myself I was being paranoid. I told myself she started crying. I told myself if something was really wrong, you'd tell me. But you didn't. You never told me. So I thought everything was fine. Because he told me not to tell you. Because he manipulated me into silence. Just like he manipulated you into blindness. I know that now. But back then, I was scared, Olivia. Scared of the truth. Scared of what it would mean. So you let it continue. For 5 more years, she couldn't look at me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I sat there, feeling the ground shift beneath me. My mother knew, maybe not everything, maybe not the details, but she suspected, and she chose not to see. She chose comfort over truth. She chose her marriage over her daughter. She chose blindness over action, and I had to decide, could I forgive her? That question haunted me for months. Could I forgive my mother? She didn't do the harm, but she allowed it to continue. Is that the same thing? I didn't have an answer. I still don't, but I'll tell you what I decided. And what happened next? I didn't speak to my mother for 3 months. After that conversation, after learning the truth, 3 months of silence, 3 months of processing, 3 months of trying to understand. Patricia helped. Therapy helped. Time helped. But mostly, I helped myself. I wrote in my journal every day, pages and pages, all the anger, all the betrayal, all the pain, and slowly, something shifted. I realized something. My mother was a victim too, not like me, not like Patricia, but a victim nonetheless. She was manipulated by the same man, lied to by the same man, controlled by the same man. He isolated her, made her doubt herself, made her afraid to question, made her complicit without her consent. Does that excuse what she did? No. Does that erase the harm? No. But it helps me understand. She wasn't evil. She was weak. She was scared. She was human. And humans make mistakes. I called her after 3 months. Mom, Olivia, I didn't think you'd ever. I needed time. I know. I understand. I'm not okay. Not yet. Maybe not ever. But I want to try. Try what? To forgive you. To understand. To move forward. Silence on the other end. Then crying. I don't deserve that. Maybe not. But I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for me. Because carrying this anger, it's exhausting. It's heavy. And I don't want to carry it anymore. What do you need from me? Honesty. From now on, about everything. No more secrets. No more looking away. No more pretending. I can do that. And therapy. Together. Both of us. Okay. And time. A lot of time. I'll wait. As long as it takes. It's been a year since that phone call. We see each other once a month. We talk on the phone every week. We're rebuilding. Slowly. Carefully. Is it perfect? No. Is it healed? No. But it's something. It's a start. It's more than I ever thought possible. So that's my story. 7 years of locked doors. $147,000 I never saw. An aunt who came back from the dead. A mother who looked away. A father who's in prison. A family that's shattered and is slowly being rebuilt. I'm 24 now. I live in Seattle. I have a small apartment, a cat named Biscuit, a job I love, a boyfriend who knows everything, a therapist I see every week, an aunt I talk to every day, a mother I'm learning to forgive. Am I okay? Most days. Some days are harder than others. The nightmares still come sometimes. 3 taps on a door, a locked room, a camera flash. But I wake up, I breathe, I remind myself, it's over. He can't hurt me anymore. And I go on, because that's what survivors do. We go on, we rebuild, we reclaim our stories. My father tried to own my image, my childhood, my truth, but he doesn't own me. If you're watching tonight, he never did. I want you to know something. Secrets don't protect. They imprison. They isolate. They suffocate. If someone is telling you to keep a secret from people who love you, if someone is making you do things behind closed doors, if someone is profiting from your childhood without your knowledge, that's not love. That's exploitation. And you deserve better. Tell someone, anyone, a teacher, a friend, a stranger on the internet. Someone will believe you. Someone will help you. Someone will save you. Or maybe you'll save yourself, like I did, like Patricia did, like every survivor does eventually. You are not alone. You are not crazy. You are not the problem. You are brave. You are worthy. You are enough. Type survivor if you've overcome something dark. Type truth if you believe secrets always come out. Type Olivia if this story touched you. Subscribe if you haven't. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, behind every locked door, there's a key. You just have to find it.